Hey guys, welcome to Downtown Tailoring. In today's video, we have a pants that is a little bit tricky because it has like a kind of curved sides and we have to take it in. So I will show you how to do it. Let's go! If you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe. These are the pants, and as you can see, it has this kind of crooked side seam in both sides. So they have like the same kind of angle. And I pin always my pants at the back so my customer can see how they will look. So because I have two seams and they are both curved and angle, this time I'm gonna take in just one seam. Usually I prefer to take in both seams so the pants doesn't get crooked, but otherwise I have to charge a lot of money to my customer, and sometimes it's just not even worth it to do it. So I'm gonna start as usual. I'm gonna turn my pants inside out so I can mark easily my pins inside. So I will start marking my hem, and now I need to open the seam that I'm going to work with. This one is a chain stitch. As you know, chain stitch is so easy. I just have to pull it basically. This job is better to mark the pants when the legs are open. I'm gonna as well open my serge, and this time with my serge what I'm gonna do is to cut just the tip of the seam all the way that I need to open, and then I just pull it open, and that's it. So now that I have my pants open, I will start by marking. So I'm just taking the measurement, and then I'm going to divide what I need by 2 because each measurement you have to have it in both sides. So I'm just checking now that I made a mistake here. So let me just measure again. It's fixed already, and I keep doing that. I'm going all the way, and now I have marked my new line. And I am checking as well until where the pants are normal and where the pants start shifting, and I'm marking this point too. I made a mistake there too. Sorry, I'm just a little busy today. So now that I have all my mark well, I'm just aligning all my points, and I'm making a new kind of curvy, wavy line that will serve for me to do my pants. Now the rest that I'm gonna do is to transfer all those measurements to the other leg of the pants. You can do that at the end later on, but I prefer to go step by step so I know that I finished with one side and this side is just done. As you can see, I'm put them together, making sure that they are exactly in the same point, and then I'm marking over, in underneath, and in between. And that gives me the right measurements in both legs, in both sides of the fabric. Now I'm marking my seam allowance. I'm leaving 3/4 for now, but I don't like to leave too much seam allowance in this kind of pants because of the curve. And then I'm pinning together, and I'm going to cut the excess of material. You don't need to do this step at this point, but I'm doing it because you will understand better my next step if I do it now. So now I'm gonna use tracing paper to help me finish this job. I'm folding my pants in a way that is basically straight, and I'm going to put my tracing paper like a straight angle line, and I'm marking the seam line. As you can see, I'm not marking the seam allowance because the seam allowance always will yield a defect. You have to mark where you are going to sew. And now I'm going to cut that because now I have my part. And as you can see, I'm marking as well the point where the pants start shifting. As I already have my pants marked in this side that I took, what I really need is the opposite line. So I'm just marking it straight, again making sure that it's in a straight angle, because remember that all the measurement has to be in the width, so I have to be parallel to an imaginary center line that our pants have, So I'm marking the top and the hemline because when you see those curves like that, you really kind of identify very well which line is which. So if you mark it like that, it will be easier. Now I'm going to do exactly the same I did at the other part, where I measure how much I needed to take in my pair of pants. And then I'm trying to place my pants the best I can. So I'm gonna check in the other side my original line because it has to be the same until the pants start shifting. And then from the shifting part until the bottom is where I need the new line. Remember that if I'm just mark it, they will be completely well balanced, concave and convex. But I have a problem. I'm missing. This is done like somebody is taking a straight in pants, but you know that I don't do that. I give the shape of the leg. So I need to take in a little bit more in the lower pants of the calf, just to give this kind of hourglass shape. I mean, I do it in a very subtle manner, but it always works very well. So I'm going back to the first line I traced, and in this height, I'm gonna take in a little bit more, like a half of the measurement that I was missing. So in this case, I will have to reshape that line, and as you can see, the curve is a little bit more pronounced. I'm gonna take my tracing paper again to show you what I did. If you can see, I'm putting the new line, and if I glue it to the other side, then you know that I should have kind of put it, but I won't, because I'm gonna use that as a dart to give the shape for the cuff. Oh, wow. I apologize if this is a kind of abstract concept, but I have a video where I taper men's pants with the CEO style. If you see it, you will understand my point right away. So I have already my second line trace, and I'm gonna join this leg with the other leg to transfer this measurement. I'm doing it in the same way I did it before, using the ruler and the chalk. And after that, I'm gonna do like I did with the other side, which is just cut it at 3/4 inch seam allowance. And then I will cut as well the part of the dart, and I'm prepared to go to my sewing machine and sew my pair of pants. I'm changing the thread of my machine for a proper color, and now I need a few seconds of meditation, relaxation, and hoping that this job will be okay. So let's go back to reality, and I'm going to make sure that my two sewing lines that I mark are in the same spot, and I'm gonna pin all around until the edge, and I'm just going to sew very carefully over those marks. This is a linen fabric, so it's really easy to sew. The linen is very malleable, so I won't have any problem sewing that. After that, I'm gonna serge, but this serge I did it a little bit less than 3/4, probably 5/8 of the inch. And then I'm going to put it in my ironing table and make sure that these seams are flat. And when I said flat, I mean that they don't create any bump or anything, and they are really well, so I can go ahead and do my hem. I have my pants flat on my table, and now I'm gonna mark the hem. As usual, I mark the first part, and then I'm measuring like the original was around 1 inch, so I'm marking that. And I should have ironed this hem before. Don't never do a hem like that. I'm so sorry. Today I've been so busy with the customer, checking that everything is done and supervising my colleagues and filming that video. And sometimes it can be a little bit overwhelming. I was able to do so many videos before because I was in lockdown for a long time, but now it's a little bit more difficult as my store is getting busier again. But the thing is, guys, that I love you so much and I will find the strength to do my videos for you. I love all your comments. They are so sweet. Thank you so much for your comments, really. Well, now the pant is ready. You have the before and after. The pant is more tapered. It looks really nice. Look the pant in the table. It has the crooked angle line at the front, at the back, and it looks really good. Let me show you. I don't know if you can see, but the shape with the leg is presented here. So guys, that was all for today. If you find this video useful, please give us a like. And don't forget to subscribe, share, comment. Bye!